Hello guys, welcome to the 5ers Trading Room, as usual on Tuesday. As you can see, I'm not from the office today. We have national holidays here, so I will be doing the trading room from my home actually. Um, First of all, I think this time it's very important, but give me a short feedback on the chat. Let me know if the sound is good, if you see me, if there is no lag, and then we're gonna move directly into the market and discuss about the markets and the daily move. So yeah, thank you for people that just joined us right now. Guys, give me feedback just before I start. All good. Okay. It's a nice setup from home then. Thank you, Julian, for the feedback. Hi, Tarana. Okay, at least we have one feedback, which should be enough. Um, the basic setup is working. Anyway, hi, Craig. Thank you for the feedback as well. Anyway, just something to remind. Um, we really want uh, to see you in June in London. We are making an awesome event. I think it's always good to remember, but people that are from UK must come to the event. I think this is the first time we will do an event combining fun and combining trading and combining professional talks and discussions would be good for networking. And meet the team and meet other traders that trade at the fires. There is a link in the description. Traders Day Live. So we invite you to come. For people that's still far away, can be understandable, but for people that from UK, guys, you must come. Um, I will be there myself. So we will be able to meet each other then. So that the first information. Um, Try to think about coming since it's a nice event. There is a lot of surprise as well. Second thing, as usual, before any trading room we do here at the Fivers, any trades or any analysis I will provide is only for an educational purposes. So make your own decision, make your own due diligence before making any trades or anything. It's important to mention. Um, I will not give you any trading advice. It's only for educational purposes. I will trade my own analysis and my own risk management. So let's move in directly into MT5. I will also show you the trade I had from last week. I don't know if you remember, guys, but if some people were with me last week, last Tuesday, I opened a trade on the Aussie yen, which is actually still running. I think it was a nice entry for me on that point. We can see that again. I don't think there is the rectangle I like to go because I'm from home, but I think this might be okay. Insert object. Okay, here we are. So we are here in very nice point, which was for me here, a swing trade to go in the Aussie yen. We had a strong zone from here. The market drop, make several retests. We see here we had one, two retest, another retest here, and here we also move into this zone again. I don't have Bollinger Bands to show you or stochastics, but if you go to lower time frame, you see that this huge uptrend here um, is like overextended. We have here no retracement at all. You see that all the time the market succeeded to make an higher low and a higher high. And if you go to lower time frame again, we can see that when the market reached the big range and the big zone, the market starting to make a base. Let me show you that again. Okay, this is the base. Anyway, this is not working, this one, but um, let me show you. Okay, so this was the base. So when after the market pushed during at least 1 month, making no retracement, and then at the zone where identify in the daily chart, making a base, of course, you have Bollinger Bands indicate to that this might be the end of the uptrend. And guys, if I'm a trader that all the time trade contradictory. I will not make a buy in an uptrend, but I will only sell when the market reaches an important zone. And here, this is what actually happens. So we have to be patient. We have to be patient because it's a, it's a swing trade. So I enter the market probably the 18th March, the 18th April, which was here. Okay, so just after the market reached this zone, I sell. So this was here a long time of ranging, and then the market drop. This is what I wait. Actually, I can actually remove my stop loss and trail it. In that case, yesterday I would be able to remove the stop loss to break even. But today we make another big move. You see that in the H1 chart, market here I make several retests and succeeded to break the low. Okay, so my stop loss would be just above the high here, and if the market continue, I will continue to trail it. I'm not intending to take some profit here. I will wait for a better zone in the daily chart. I think we are not so far as well. I wanted to take it in the middle. Basically, my take profit would be around this zone, which would be the middle. We're not so far from the TP, uh, so we will see all this continue. Uh, Okay, let's read some feedbacks on the chat. Hi guys, good morning. Evan, Azar, where you from? I'm from Israel, Tel Aviv. And let me know where you're from, guys, as well. And originally I'm from France. You can hear the small accent, which sometimes can be difficult to understand, but I think that's fine. Very easy to find my French accent uh, in my English. Anyway, so this was for those here, and I think it's a nice swing trade. Generally, I prefer to make some scalping and day trade, but here I had for me a nice spot for making a swing trade. Uh, because it takes time for the market to respect, big trend, bigger uptrend, making a base, and then the market drop. It takes some time. We need to be patient. That's why you see the volume is not consequent here. I have only half lot. Because in case here the market continues against me, I wanted to reinforce the position. I didn't do that because the market did not overextend after this zone. But this was a nice spot. I believe this was a nice risk reward as well. So for this spot, I'm quite happy. Let's move to easy pairs, to the euro and pound dollar because I think this is also a big movers recently. And this morning in the Asian session, the market just retraced from the high of last 2 weeks, which for me makes sense. It's quite the same type of zone I would like to enter, like in those yen. You see, we have here it's more in the short time frame, but we have a long uptrend. Okay, at least no retracement. We have here some trades going on here, but at least no retracement, and then the market reach a big zone, which is a H4 zone supply. If we go to the daily chart as well, this zone is quite um, a big zone to trade for traders. Even here, we just make a new high. For me, it's not doesn't make no. I'm not looking at a level. I'm not looking at a specific price, but I'm looking more at the zone. Okay, here the zone is around, you know, 20, 30 pips. So when the price um is changing between a range of 20, 30 pips, I expect the price to still be in the zone, and here this is what really happens. Again, I'm sorry I don't have Bollinger Bands and stochastics to show you because this is basically the tools I'm using. But we can easily see that, and you guys can confirm as well on your side. But if you go to the H1 chart and you see this type of movement, stochastics might be around 80, 90. So we might be overextended here. Um, and again, Bollinger Bands, we might be at the top. So we have here the three type of confirmation. I would like to wait for making a trade. Um, didn't didn't trade this one. I was not so much focused on the euro recently, but this was also a nice movement to go with on the on this morning. I think this was the news as well after this movement. But again, this quite makes sense. We have quite also here head and shoulders on the 50-minute chart. We have the first shoulders here, the head. We had the second shoulders here, and the break is just broken. So, a lot of confirmation that the uptrend from yesterday is a bit ending. Retracement, of course, here, the market can reach another big zone and continue on the upside, but here, this is the type of zone I would like to sell after the market have made a big push. Um, so this is what I think. Good evening, Ryan. Ivan from Philippines, Australia, New Zealand. Yeah, we have people from all over the world. Generally the trading room we do at the Fivers are on the 9 a.m. Eastern time, so 9 a.m. New York time. Actually, because it's holiday, so we decided to change a bit the hours, which actually is the London session. So people from Oceania can actually enjoy the trading room. New Zealand, Australia, I think this is why Craig and Joel, I'm seeing you right now. Generally, when I'm doing the New York session, you are probably sleeping. Depends if you are trading the American session, depends. Benjamin from Nigeria, Evan from Philippines. Okay, so we have people from the Asia and Oceania zone, which is nice. Um, Kerosene is trending up on the daily, right? Ryan, let's check this again. Uh, it depends where you see that. If you see on the H4, okay, we had the uptrend here, but then we had here all the confirmation that the uptrend is finished. Okay, we had here first breakout of the trend line. Here we create another base and we break it. And on the daily chart, I don't see I don't see an uptrend. If you look at the daily chart, you need to give you some space on the left side of the chart to understand what's happening. And what I see here on the daily chart is this zone. Okay, again, it was a low, it was a high, it was a big resistance, a support, and then the market retraced here. So I don't know if you can say it's the daily chart. You can try to go on the weekly to understand what's happening. And here, if you go to the weekly chart, I think it's quite nice to see that. Um, but on the weekly chart, we are in a downtrend. Okay, and I think here the type of zone I also go in was also good for traders that look at the weekly chart. Um, you see, it's exactly here on weekly chart. It's easier to see that on the weekly chart. Um, so it's not an uptrend at all, I think. But here we can have at least a new low. Okay, we have made a low here, uh, a low here. Let's say you see we create a base just here, a low just so in the weekly chart it's a downtrend. So again, either on the daily chart I don't see an uptrend, maybe on the H4, but I just tell it that the uptrend what just finished after we break the line. So there is a lot of line. I'm sorry, so I'm sorry for that. Maybe we can remove, no? Uh, maybe we can put it again. It will not change. Was it Swiss? Was the yen? Anyway. But yeah, this is not an uptrend, to be clear. Again, it depends. It depends how you clarify um, how you define an uptrend. Okay, some people will say an uptrend is when I see at least two higher low and two higher high, which here it's an uptrend. And for me, it should be something different. Um, of course, it it different across all traders. I can see an uptrend, you can see a downtrend, and as long as trading, there is no limits. It's not like a tennis court. When you have limits, or in the football. In trading, you don't have limits, so you need to define your own limits. And my limit will be different than yours, and this is why, in my case here, I don't see an uptrend, even if you can actually see. So it's important to mention. Hey, Yanis, happy to see you here. From Seattle, from Ireland, Japan. Awesome. I think we actually around 40 people in the trading room, and maybe any one of you guys are from a different spot. I know that Yanis is from actually Bali. Um, this is quite crazy. 40 people, everyone from another spot. Um, and this is why, guys, I remind you, I invite you to come to the London event that we will make in June. To meet up all together at the same spot, enjoying a beer together, and there will be a lot of webinars from professional traders, algorithmic traders, swing traders, scalping. A lot of surprise will be there, and I will be there myself to meet you guys and to network with some of you. I think it's nice. It's nice to say it again. Yeah, Bali. I knew that from Yanis. Michael is from Denmark and Brian from UK. Uh, anyway, guys, thank you for the feedback on the chat. I appreciate. Netherlands. Uh, okay, Swiss yen. Yeah, of course. Let's move into Swiss yen. And I will be also doing a short analysis as well on the pound dollar. I know that Yanis is only trading the pound dollar and very successful actually. So I'll try to bring my own analysis and uh, maybe he will give his analysis in the chat. But I think we trade maybe not the same techniques and not the same let's say not the same methods, but we have quite the same mindset, which we will never go after big trend. Um, yeah, I think it's quite the same mindset. But anyway, let's move before in the Aussie yen, and then I will move to the pound. No, sorry, Aussie Swiss. Okay. Yeah, the Swiss is very strong recently. I don't know what we can do here. We are quite at a lowest point. And you see here, I think the two big movement that we see here was during the Swiss bank that intervened in the market. Uh, Here the Swiss is very strong. Against all the pairs can be Euro Swiss, can be Dollar Swiss. Um, but here the Aussie Swiss again, when I see these type of charts, I I can ask myself what I can do here. I cannot make a buy because the market is very strong on the downside, at least on a daily chart. But I can't make a sell as well because I would be the last one to make a buy here. At least if I wanted to make a sell, it would be only to this zone. We have this zone, we make a break, we make a retest. This would be only the first spot to make a sell, let's in a big time frame. Of course, it's also working in lower time frame. If you have the same type of setup and scenarios in M5 and M15, to be the same. But here, making a sell again, we are quite overextended. If you look at stochastics and Bollinger Bands, which is not here on the chart, we are quite overextended on the downside. I don't know when, but we might have a short retracement like we had here, you see, guys. And I don't want to get caught, basically. Uh, so here in Aussie Swiss, I will put a big TV and I will put the chart and I will watch it like a movie, yeah, watch it like a movie. Again, nothing to do here as a day trader or as retail traders. Um, we are not talking about hedging, whatever, but here there is nothing to do. At least wait for retracement. Maybe the next zone will be here, and then you will find some sellers maybe coming to here. But again, weekly chart and monthly chart. Again, I won't tell you to make a buy because there is quite a lot of space on the downside to go again. All this is quite very difficult to analyze recently. Um, Again, when you see this type of spot, it's like gambling to expect the price to come back against to the mean. Um, yeah, quite very difficult. Anyone here that make a buy and expect the price to go up, just stop loss time after time. So very complicated. Um, I'm of today $400 short. So yeah, Yanis already closed the position. I think Yanis, you're only trading London or ASEAN session, which actually might be your playground right now. I'm more, I prefer to trade, actually I like to trade, yeah, I like to trade also low volatility session because the market respects the zone uh, more likely than the US session. In the US session, it's very difficult to respect specific zone, in opposite to ASEAN and London session, which I believe this is why your system is actually working time after time. Maybe, you know, modify my words if I say something wrong. But let's go to the pound and check what's happening here. Um, this is quite, oh yeah, okay. This looks like the euro we just checked before, and I understand why you just close the position. We all just go back into the zone we just break yesterday. So yesterday we had a big breakout on the H1. Um, the market continue, no retrace. Um, Again, and what I like is that you probably the maximum risk you should be able to take would be here on the H4. Here it was quite difficult to expect the market to go down here, but if you know how to manage the position and how to manage the volume, um, you will be able to take the profit from here to here. Um, this is quite an experienced, you need to be very experienced to understand how to all the time calculate the decent volume and lot size and how many time I should reinforce the position and how to use the margin very properly. Because here there is nothing for the market to stop specifically at that point, you see. Um, it's quite a big zone between here and here. We have 40 pips. So again, you need to give the price. You don't want to make an all-in, okay? You don't want to make an all-in because here it will be very difficult, and it will work one time on. It will be only work 1% in the long term, but so this is why start building the position step by step. Maybe some traders will also starting selling here because it's a big zone, and then the market continue, and then selling again, and then the market drop, and then you take the profit. Uh, but if you don't know how to manage the volume carefully, okay, you will get caught. Okay, actually this works, but if the market continue to here and here it's your stop loss, there is high chance that the market push and reach to here. Yeah, so here it was more technique to identify this. Um, Again, I don't have body burnt and stochastics to know what actually happened here, but I can understand why Ian is just selling here. I will not make a buy as well after the market breakout here. I'm not a breakout trader. I will probably sell here and then sell all the time here, but here may be a buy, basically. Can be a buy in the short term. We see also that in the M5, the market just create a base. Uh, yeah, market just creating a base in M1. Of course, it's the London session, not a lot of movement. After this big movement, the market want to slow down. So here can be a buy. Again, I don't have I don't have stochastics involvement to understand what's happening, but here this is what actually I see in the pound. It can be a zone to respect. We have quite a lot of indication that the market can actually here make a short bounce, I believe. Kindly have check gold, yeah. Um, I will also check what's happening in the Aussie and the Mont Aussie and just continue to drop here. We have yeah, we need to look at the H4 chart. Uh, the market just drop to the zone. I can yeah, I want to secure more profits here, so I will probably make this above this supply. Okay, seeing this supply here is quite important, uh, and I don't want to. At least I want to trade my stop and take the profit if the market reversed against me quite brutally. Okay, let's look at gold. I won't look at gold in a long time frame because you will need to wait a lot of time. You see, it's quite clear here that in the monthly chart, gold is just not succeeding to break the 2000 level and fly and make a new high. Even we are in the uncertainty markets. I think Saul explained it last Monday. We are in uncertainty markets in the stock markets, and Russia and Ukraine that continue to have some problem there, and that's why actually gold push from here. Um, but looking at the monthly chart again, at least no retracement. Only technically the market just stopped at the big resistance. People wanted to take some profit here. Weekly chart, we see like we have some confluence here. Uh, and again, here the market is not making any big movements, dancing around 2010, 1980. Depends which type of time frame you want to look for, but I don't like to make a buy at this type of spot. Again, sometimes you need to go to think outside the box and go where you're not comfortable. I don't want to sell actually gold because all the uncertainty that we have. Um, but I don't want to make a buy because the market is already overextended. I already make a buy here in the long-term portfolio, which, I couldn't make a buy when, yeah, let's just go back to history. But when the market pushed like that, I had no space for me to make a buy. So I waited the market to make a short retracement, and this is actually what's happened just here. And reached this zone, okay, which was the 1800 level. So it was a big psychological level. Okay. So this zone here. This was a psychological level, 1800, and we had here enough sell off to make a buy, and then after the market fly. But here it's quite the same. You see the market is you know not making a lot of things. The market is having less and less variation unless we will have the next big movement. It's like we have this type of movement here. Not a big movement, and then the market drop and drop very consequently into one side. This is actually what can happen here. I don't know which side actually. Um, I'm not a magician, but this is what we can expect in the next movement. So you guys should be careful when trading gold. Uh, I would prefer to trade actually low time frame. Yeah, S&P just touch again the 4,100 levels. I think we touch it quite a lot of time, and that today I don't know. I think we might have some news. Let me check on first. We might have some high impact news very soon, which I believe the market should drop after we see all the retest. Today we have consumer confidence. I don't know how much it will move the market. Maybe it can give some movement. Tomorrow we have nothing. We have the GDP Thursday, and of course as usual the GDP as well, and the PC on Friday. Um, Again, I don't know how far the market will succeed to hold this zone, and we have pressure also from no, the daily chart is quite a big zone here. We don't succeed to break above and make a new high. I think this is quite what I could expect from the first quarter because I think the Q1 is finished and we actually in the middle of the Q2. For people I don't know, Q1 is from 1st of January to end of March, beginning of April until June. So all the time, I like to generally economics and say economist. and people like to all the time divide the quarter because it's enough time frame to understand what's happening and how the market moves. On the daily and weekly, it's very difficult to say, okay, we move that because we move like that because XYZ. When you have a quarterly analysis, I think it's more it's more useful and you have a bigger picture of what's happening. Basically, from the first quarter from 2023, we are moving sideways. We are moving sideways, and this is quite the analysis I provided. I don't expect it to make a new low, but I also don't expect it to make a new high in the S&P. Um, we have this big movement, which, as me guys, I say, all the fuck we can push the US markets so far after the COVID. We didn't had economy working for more than a year, and um, no demands in commodities, nothing, and and still the market pushed like that. So I was waiting for retracement. The retracement's happening, and from here, we have less inflation. The Fed is all the time helping banks, all the time printing money, increasing interest rate to say stop to inflation. And actually, I believe during this year we are going to probably move sideways. This is what I believe for again the prediction for next quarter. And this is quite analysis I already provided 3 4 months ago. I don't expect the market to. For some people that are very pessimist, I think Jordan is quite pessimist in that way. He believe that the stock market should crash or at least should go down very very brutally, and I don't think that. Uh, but I still believe we are in an uncertainty market that the market can, move sideways. And I think if you bring this type of mindset in your mind, it's quite very nice to trade during the sideways here because the markets are very respecting the zone, like this zone here, like the short uptrend we have created. Generally, the stock market is known to be an uptrend in the long term, but especially during this time, we are more like, okay, we don't know what to do. We are in a sideways. Market can make a new high and can't make a new low. So we are quite stuck. Um, so yeah, in the weekly chart, I believe we can again go back in the downside. Basically it's technical analysis here. We touch a strong resistance. Um, if you go to the daily chart, we had this short uptrend here. Again, I believe the market will go back to that zone, probably 3,900, and then probably continue and very sideways. It's quite the same analysis. Um, okay, guys, I will answer some questions on the chat. I prefer to make a short session today. It's only 35 minutes. I think we moved over some assets which are interesting. Uh, I'm sorry I didn't have the mindset today to make some scalp or some trade. I will just be managing the Aussie and swing trade that I had, um, which we'll see actually. I think actually the market we trade, which is quite okay, but we will see if the market respect the line which is breakout in the London session. Anyway, let me know in the chat if you have some questions. Can be regarding trading, can be regarding the London event that we have in June, can be system trading that you want to discuss about, or any pairs that you want to check. Swiss yen, please, during major high. Didn't check Swiss yen, but like I said, the Swiss is very strong. It's quite very difficult to make anything in the Swiss yen. You can actually blow yourself. We already see all the Swiss. Um, and again, I need to put myself more into okay, why actually the Swiss is so strong. And it's the same in all the currencies. You see dollar CHF and euro CHF. Yeah, dollar CHF can be here turnaround because we didn't break. And I don't see the dollar. Uh, when Yeah, we can have here. I think we have here a quite interesting spot in dollar. This is actually why we see all the Swiss pairs um, going in one direction. Basically, the dollar Swiss here is it's just breaking down. Um, but I believe we will respect this zone. I believe we will respect this zone in dollar Swiss. Again, it's a big picture, big time frame. Don't make a buy and make a stop loss quite tight here. You need to know how to manage the position. Um, it's not something easy, but with time you will learn. You cannot go all in right now and make a tight stop loss just here and say, ah, okay, I will make a buy here. The stop loss would be my red line, and my take profit would be the one here. So this can work, but it will work one time out of thousand times. Um, so yeah, hi Paul. Okay, guys. Appreciate the time. Again, I'm not from the office. I was from home today because of national holidays. We still wanted to make the trading room because you guys are coming and still appreciating this content. Um, Tomorrow this will be Jordan in the London session, and again we will meet each other next Tuesday for next trading room. This time from the office. Um, Again, short session, interesting, and yeah, appreciate your presence in the chat and your interaction. So I wish you a nice day. Um, and yeah, be careful in trading and apply your risk management as long as you can, guys. It's very important to be successful in the long term. I think this is quite the main thing. Being successful in one day is not enough. You need to be successful time after time. Um, this is not new. So yeah, appreciate your time. Goodbye, guys. Have a nice day. See you.